I'm glad we're starting now. Yay, Marianne, Jenny, awesome. Okay, so I was just telling you guys, but you couldn't hear me, that I just got back from Hawaii and I'm back home again. And I've missed you so much. It was an incredible journey, but it was super intense. I did a lot of grit work, a lot of just work beyond the veil, let's say, and also I work a lot with people from over there and healing and ceremony. But I really wanted to just touch base now and check on everyone. I know for some it's a little bit harder at this time with everything that has been going on. And I think in general, especially for sensitive people, for light workers, we are being asked to kind of really rise up, to really stand up in the light now more than ever. And I think this is going to be especially true coming, the closing of this year, right? And coming into the solstice. So I wanted to do a little bit of an update on the messages and the energy that I have been receiving from here, from the equinox to solstice. And also I want to let you know that we're in a very, I think we're still in a little bit, we still have a couple of days, if not a week or so, where we were in this very special energy vortex, let's say, where everything that we are creating right now, the way that we are building things in our lives, the way that we are seeing ourselves, the way that we are seeing the future, everything has so much potential right now. It's like we have so much energy available to bring all of these visions and to bring them into reality, to make them come true. So I would advise to you, if you can still take advantage of this energy this week, to perhaps, if you want, just write down, or if not, just instruct your energy and your cells. You can talk to yourself, to your body, and just to create this space. Let's imagining that you are kind of like your own creator, right? And you are in this womb space, and the womb space is the energy that we have available right now. So creating that sanctuary for yourself, it can be in your heart, it can be in your womb, it can be just in your energy field, and really seeing there whatever it is that you want to create, however you envision yourself. And it could even be like qualities, for example, perhaps having more strength, or being able to show up more as who you are. Because there is this big call, from what I'm seeing, to go back into our authenticity and to discover what makes us unique and what gifts we bring into the world, into the space, into the life of others, even if it's just through being with someone, through listening to someone, or through meeting someone at the grocery shop, whatever it is, wherever you go. The more we focus on our gifts and on the part of us that can actually resolve, the more we focus on the solution and the resolution of things, the more this comes into reality, and it has a way to bring all that energy into our reality. So before we go any further, why don't we do a little grounding, just an exercise to start clearing your energy and to prepare you to receive, because I feel like we're going to have a beautiful transmission. So, yes, Jenny, finding beauty in all, and really focusing on yourself, on who you are, and not just what people told you to be, or what was expected of you, or the image that even you may have believed about yourself. Right now, it's like peeling off another layer and saying, okay, who am I? What do I stand for? What do I want? What am I bringing into this life? What are my gifts? And maybe there is a whole side of you that you haven't discovered yet. Or maybe there is a whole side of you that is now ready to be born in this energy that is supporting that birth. Because everything happens in divine timing, right? So we only receive certain things when we are actually prepared to receive them. And I feel that collectively, and especially for light workers and for people who have been working on themselves, who have been in the spiritual journey, or who, it doesn't really matter how long you have been there, but that you have been working consistently for a while, I think you will start to see that even more, that after that whole, let's say, like battle, this uphill feeling, and swimming against the current, I feel like now it's a time to stop, pause for a moment, and just reflect and see, okay, where am I standing? How does the water feel like now? Can I find a way to make things easier for myself? Can I find a way to support myself more? For me to be able to flow in the world, and to have relationships, and to be with people who are supportive of this energy that I'm holding now. So why don't we take this moment to reflect on that and to see where our energies are at. I'm going to guide you through a very small process just to give you that idea, and you can go back and listen to this again and do it as long as you want to, or as much as needed. So let's just take a deep breath in. You can close your eyes if you want. You can also lay down if you want. Whatever is more comfortable for you. And we're going to start connecting from the crown. I'm seeing these rays of golden light going up, up, up into your divine consciousness, into your higher self, into that spark of creation that you are, into your connection, your union and communion with God, with the divine, with creation, however you perceive this. And start to see your higher self, to have the awareness of your higher self, who is you in a higher dimension, a part of you that knows everything, about you, that is always calm and receptive, and yet ready to take action and to experience the world. That part of you that knows that all of this which you're experiencing is meant to help you reach your highest state of evolution, growth, development as the soul. All experiences, good or bad, are welcomed by the soul as they are the soul's design for your highest and fastest path to awakening, to enlightenment, and to being one with all. And you can feel the soul's excitement to be able to get to experience this lifetime with your body, in your body, the place you were born, the circumstances, the people around you. The soul holds love for everything and gratitude just to be here and to get to play a role in the divine plan. And for many of you, to have a very specific mission of bringing in the light through your body, through your vessel, through your capacity to love into this planet. And the teachers are saying, the guides, nothing is in vain. Nothing has ever been in vain. All has its purpose in creation. All serves a very, very specific purpose. And it is purpose that guides us all. No matter how small, how big we are, no matter how evolved, no matter where our consciousness is, we are all guided by divine purpose. And as the soul, you're able to tap into your divine purpose. You can place your hands on your heart if you want. Or just bring your awareness into your heart and see how this golden liquid light starts to flow through your crown into the heart. And it starts to melt away any resistance, any pain, any stories from the past, any emotions, circumstances, attachment to people, places, and things that are no longer serving you. We can just see them melt away, allowing the heart to shine brighter, feeling your heart opening. And you can look down to your heart and you can ask your heart, how are you doing? What do you need? What can I do for you, heart? And very lovingly, just await the answer. It may come in vision, in colors, You may see specific things that you can do to serve your heart. It may come in letters and phrases. You may hear your heart speak. You're just taking this moment to feel the water as if you're standing in the river of your life. And you get to see where you're standing, the temperature of the water, the nature surrounding you, as you allow your heart to speak. Opening up the channels of self-communication and self-reflection, self-awareness. And as we connect to your higher self, you start to download these beautiful golden codes, all of the information, the relevant and appropriate information that you need right now, that can amplify your trust in yourself, in your heart, in your soul, in your inner knowing, clarity, wisdom, and freedom. The knowingness that you are protected, you are cared for, and you are very, very, very loved. Your teams are always with you, your teams of light and your guides. And you can ask for their help and support more. They are here to help us in this transition to our next timelines, to the next frequency that your body is able to hold. They are here assisting the shift that all of us are. As the shift is happening within each and every one of you. And they're opening up through the heart, bringing in these beautiful star codes. Bringing in healing to your fields, restructuring, balancing the polarity within your field, the electric and the magnetic. And always coming back to that space of neutrality, to that space of calmness and stillness within your heart, within your soul. This is where we access the point of creation through the 0 point, through the neutrality, through holding ourselves in this sacred space, knowing that all is okay, no matter what's happening, no matter how things may look like. going through emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. You are the soul, and you are the peace that is always within you. And you are the love as well. We're going to anchor all of this divine love into the heart, opening up all of your receivers, all of your receptivity to the highest degree that is available for you today in this moment. And you can start to see these beautiful particles of gold and different colors just rushing into your field, coming back to you. And these are all codes, power, love, divinity, strength, all of these qualities that you perhaps ever gave away or that were taken. This is all coming back to you. All that you're ready to receive. You can just welcome this into your heart. And breathing that deeply, breathing in and anchoring all of your strength, your power, your love, your wisdom in your heart, in your divine channel, through your feet, through your roots into Mother Earth. And start to see how much expansion is there in your field, how much energy and infinite resources you're connected to when you connect to the divine, when you connect to your soul and to your heart, when you go through the point of stillness to connect to infinity. Allow yourself to receive from your higher self all the healing, the comfort, the guidance that you need today and every day. As you walk the path of truth, they're saying. And we're going to thank our hearts for speaking to us, for reminding us of who we truly are, how unique we are, how precious we are, and for reminding us of our gifts and all of our talents that we bring into the world, and all of the light that we bring just by breathing. Thank you, heart. We're going to thank all of the teachers, your guides, the Ascended Masters, the ancestors, all the light beings, the healing angels that are here present, facilitating this transmission, Divine Father and Divine Mother, and the Divine Child. Thank you. And they're just going to seal through and this beautiful shield of protection around you. Activating this energy as long as it's necessary, allowing it to continue to heal as long as it's necessary for your highest good. Stabilizing. And so it is. Just continuing to breathe deeply. And I'm seeing these beautiful, like, rainbow circles. This beautiful energy of the rainbow all around us, all around each one of you who are here or who will be here in the near future. And they're thanking you for doing this work. And for listening to your heart. So very slowly, as you feel, you can start to breathe in deeply, coming back into the body very slowly. If you wish to remain there a little bit more, you can also do so. And if you fell asleep, that's also perfectly fine. Enjoy. Okay, so now we'll go a little bit more into the energies now. I hope everyone is feeling good. Let me know in the chat if you guys are feeling good, if you came back. I hope my chat didn't freeze. Okay. Yeah, I think it may have frozen. Can't see any replies. Okay. Well, I'm going to go into the message. Oh, great. Okay, yes, I can see now your replies. Good. Good, Jenny. Good, Stephanie. Good. Hi, Michelle. Yes, just bringing in that feeling of calm, of peace. Hi, Gemini Princess. I've missed you. Great, Salma. Yes. Great, Danny. Great, Anthony. Yes, sometimes, these, even though these are small, like exercises, healings, meditations, even though the technique is very simple, or the visualizing is very simple, it's very profound to just grant ourselves these experiences of being with ourselves. Just stopping for 1 second and just check in with you and say, hey, how are you? How are you handling this, right? Happy co-creators of love, Marianne. Yeah, and especially coming into these months, into December, we start to feel a lot of the energy of relationship. Like, of course, perhaps this year it's going to be a little bit different, but we're also being guided to reevaluate how we conceive relationships, and not just loving relationships, but all of our relationships. And of course, the most important relationship is with ourselves, right? Because all of our relationships are a reflection of the relationship that we have to ourselves. So this is one of the reasons that I am so passionate in working with the self and with the theme of self-love and self-awareness, because we often hear the term self-love, and it's like, yeah, okay, I love myself. But in reality, it is something so profound, and for me it's even so mystical, because within us lies the mystery of everything, of the universe, right? Because we are a very, very tiny part of that universe. So this is something that all alchemists studied, and the mystics and the esoterics, these divine laws. But what's in the core, or in the most simple way, is that if we are all a part of the divine, then we are the divine. The divine is within, right? So if we want to get to know and experience divinity in the world, we can start, and we should always start first, by experiencing that divinity within us. Where is my divinity? Where are my qualities, my attributes? And divinity doesn't mean perfection, because this is something that also can scare people away from doing the work sometimes, because especially the spiritual work, because we come into the spiritual journey and we think, oh my god, this is like an uphill thing, and this is like the dark night, and we have to like fight through. But really, those are just the parts of us that are ready to be let go of, and the parts of us that were kind of like on top of that, of us understanding our divinity, on top of that light. So we start to peel that, but it doesn't mean that our light wasn't there. It doesn't mean that we weren't already perfect. It just means that we came into this plane of existence to experience duality, and to experience the lower spectrum of light and the highest spectrum of light. So as we go in the spiritual journey, we experience all of those. And it also depends, of course, on what lifetime you are, and many things, but very generally speaking, this is the way it goes. So we could also see it as a rainbow. It doesn't really have to be dark and light. It can be just different colors and different densities, different frequencies that we come here to experience. But there's not like this end goal, or this place where everything is just going to work and we're going to be healed and everything is going to be fine. That's not the goal of spirituality. The goal of spirituality is that you find that you are everything. That you come to the awakening and the realization that you are God, you are divine. You are a divine being having this experience that can go from all ranges. It can go from dark to light, however you want to experience. But you are already whole. You have always been whole. You have always been in union. You have always been complete. And that's also what makes the journey exciting. I don't remember who was saying, but when we see movies, right? You saw a movie that, like the whole movie, it was just like rainbows and butterflies. It would probably be a bit boring, right? So as a soul, we come into this life and we're here to experience an adventure, like the adventure of a lifetime, right? We are here to be the hero of our stories. We're here to be, whatever hero you identify yourself with, or whatever example you have there, that's who you're meant to be. And you only identify with that hero because you're seeing an aspect of you being reflected by that. So part of this coming into spiritual journey is to stop identifying with the victim mentality and the victim consciousness, so that we are able to actually come out of victimhood and start to be the heroes and start to come into empowerment and into creation and into receiving and having the tools to actually be a conscious creator of our life rather than an unconscious creator. And this really makes a very big difference in the way that we perceive everything and in the way that the world perceives us, because we make this shift internally and then the world adjusts and says, oh, you see yourself? Okay, I see you too. And I know it's not easy, and I know it's not easy when you are in the midst of that, or when you are peeling off these layers. But if you are here, you're probably have always been a light worker. You have probably always been doing work somehow and taking care of others, understanding the needs of others. Perhaps you had very different jobs or a very hard childhood or very difficult situations that allowed you to awaken faster, to be a better listener perhaps, or to be more aware of your environment. Or some of you may, be able to read people or to be very empathetic, to feel other people's emotions. Or, some of you may be the saviors of many people and, you tend to carry their things on your back. But when we come to the empowered place, we start to see that this self-love or this awareness of who we are and the awareness of taking care of ourselves, it comes and it's there because we're actually taking responsibility fully of our lives, of our destiny, of our bodies, of our minds, of our souls. And that's what an awakened being does. It has this awareness of, I am the one who has been creating this. I am the one who has been creating my life because I am the divine and I'm serving divine purpose. So if I created all of this, I can, own it. I can take that power from my life. And now as a conscious being, I can start to co-create in a different way, in a way that is more supportive to me. Does that make sense? And even the things that, that sometimes we want and are not happening, or the things that we wish we had and are not happening, so many times our soul guides us into the right path using those wishes. So the fact that you don't have something that you want right now is also a sign that your soul is guiding you towards a place. So that is why, the title of this is Perfect is Now. Because we are always perfect. And the perfect moment to take back the power of your life, the perfect moment to be who you are, the perfect moment to shine your light, the perfect moment to start your dream is now. And sometimes we are in periods of our lives where we wait, or we think we have all the time in the world, and perhaps we let things go, or we let our fears hold us back. And so if you are in that place, one of the things that you can do is to start to analyze those fears and to start to see, to actually, it's kind of like dismantling those fears. Because fears, if left unseen and unlooked and unfeeled, they become stronger and stronger and stronger, and they become like a monster there. But if we actually go into the fears and say, okay, fear, show me. Where are you coming from? What are you trying to prevent? And usually the fears come from the ego mind, and the ego will always try to self-preserve, to avoid change, and to avoid anything scary or different. So we can go into the fears and dismantle them and say, okay, this is coming from a need, from perhaps, my big fear is that I will be judged. Okay, so we can go and say, I'm going to heal all the parts in me that feel judged right now. I'm going to heal every time that I have judged myself. I'm going to bring consciousness every time I try to judge myself, or anything happens and I go and judge myself, or I go into judgment of others. So we start to work with the fear, and as we dismantle the fear, you actually resolve that fear within you. And pretty soon, the fear stops holding this grip on you. And after dismantling, you can put the energy of the now, of your consciousness now. You can actualize your cells, you can actualize your field. So if you were holding a consciousness of, I'm afraid of being judged, you can replace that with, I know that being judged is perhaps something that may happen, but I'm willing to put myself out there because I know that what I'm offering, will help many people, or will potentially change someone's life. So when we act based on love, on the love we have for people that we don't even know perhaps, or on the love that you have for yourself, you can also say, I'm willing to do this for myself. I am willing to be brave for myself and overcome this fear. And I know that I'm going to be alright. I know that God is with me. I know that I am divine. I know that I will pick myself up. So working with these forms of thought is so much more empowering, and is so helpful to actually go over those fears, and it's like alchemizing them into something positive. Usually our greatest fears, if we overcome them, become our greatest virtues. And our greatest pains become our greatest source of healing and love. And we are here to serve our life purpose, first and foremost, and to serve the mission that we were given, to serve our heart, to serve, in however way that you are inspired to do so. But in order to do those missions, we have to take care of ourselves. Because if we're not, if we're sick, how can we cure people? If we are out of strength, how can we empower people? So this is also a message specifically for those of you who are wanting to go into mission or who are being shown. I see many of you like at the gates, kind of like, should I take the leap? Should I jump or not? And what I would always tell you is, yes, go soul. You're prepared for this. And once you jump, like once you get into cold water, it's not so scary anymore, right? So if you are on the fence of, stepping into your mission, even if it's the smallest step, even if it's just writing something down, I would encourage you to do it and see where it leads you. Because in a path, we always take many steps, right? The path is not something that you go through in 1 minute and all of a sudden you're in the mountaintop. No, you take one step and the other one follows and the other one follows. So especially when we're looking into mission and we have a hunch of what we want to do or where we're supposed to go. And this is, of course, my personal advice, okay? Please do what resonates with you, but this is the way that I have always led my life. Every hunch that I would get, I would follow it. Even if it was just a small intuition, a small inkling, if it was the smallest step. But I would gather everything that I had to take that small step. And that step would lead me to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So you don't have to have everything figured out. No one has everything figured out. But you can trust your intuition, trust in your heart, and start to rebuild your faith in yourself. Because faith can only grow when we continue to nurture it, right? So the more you build on that faith, even if you fall, you pick yourself up again and the faith becomes stronger. If you can continue your relationship to yourself and build that faith every step you take, every fear you overcome, that faith will be strengthened. And you will feel more powerful and you will feel more taken care of. And this is something that I tell all of my students when we do spiritual courses like self-healing. When you decide to go on mission and you consciously say, I'm ready, you can just, even if you have no idea how to do it, but if you just talk to God or talk to divinity and to your guides and you say, guides, God, I'm ready. Okay, I'm here, I'm ready to do this. Show me the steps I need to take. Take me to the places I need to go. Take me to the people I need to heal. I'm here, I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to go on my mission, my divine mission, even if I have no clue what it is. Guide me. I'm here with all my heart. And with that intention, that purity of intention, exactly, Jenny, you will start to move and you will start to receive the guidance receive the knowledge. And when you decide wholeheartedly, innocently, from your highest part, from the divinity that you are, and you decide to go into mission, you will always have a special protection around you. If you ask for more support, you will receive it. Be it from other people like me in the 3D, be it from other teachers, be it from books, be it from, angels, from your guides. Whatever you need, if you ask for it, it will make its way to you. And that I can tell you also from my own experience and from the experience that I have had with working with many other teachers. So it doesn't require this whole preparation for you to go into mission. It doesn't require grades or special teachings or things like that. It requires your full commitment and willingness, and just that innocently taking that decision from your heart. And very slowly you will be taken there. And for many, our missions, we're always in mission, right? In another, seeing it from another place, we're always in mission. Everything that you have done so far has also been part of your mission. So all jobs that you have had, all circumstances that you have lived, they have all added up to the knowing and to your preparation, your unique, specific preparation for you to do your mission when mission comes into the stage of serving others, right? Because if you're here, you're probably meant to go at one point, maybe in this lifetime, maybe in next lifetime. We all have different timelines. But you're meant to go at some point in time to serving broader and to sharing your light broader in whatever way it is. And usually in that service is where so many things come together and where we actually start to find, all the pieces start to connect. So if you're on the fence, I would say try it, go for it, and remember it's just one step at a time. And if you don't like the path that you take, you can always come back and choose another path. That's the greatness of who we are and the freedom that we have. Okay. And, just a backstory for me, when I was in my teenage years, I was basically a little bit of a hermit. But, part of it was because I was already in my spiritual journey and I was learning and I was meditating all the time and being out of body all the time. But of course there was something that I was healing from, right? And many things actually, and a very big disease that actually caused me to always not want to be in my body because being in my body was so painful. And I remember thinking at that time, I'm missing all of my great years, like people going, into school, college, and, everything. And I remember thinking, I'm missing all of this, like the normal things. But there was something in me that was holding me back. There was something that needed my attention in that moment much more than the outside world. And at the time, in some places, it felt like a sacrifice because I wasn't able to engage, in the world like a normal human being. But then I realized that that was actually preparing me for the life that I was going to lead later. And that, all of that alone time and coming into an understanding with me being alone and experiencing like isolation and loneliness, it actually allowed me to understand connection and relationship and to treasure people and any kind of interaction even more. And it allowed me to serve people much more. But of course, when we are in it, a part of me was always like, I wish I had this and this. I wish I was healthy so that I was able to go outside. And really, there was nothing holding me back from going outside other than how I felt within my body. And this was something that I had to overcome in many years to be able to come back into the body and to not let anything, be it my body, be it, whatever it is, to not let anything come in the way of what my heart wanted to do. So honoring our heart is so important, as is also honoring the experiences that we're having. So there's always two sides to everything. There's always a blessing in everything that you may perceive as a curse. And there's always a downside, to something that may come as a blessing. This is part of the game that we are here in, with the part of duality. But it's not really that it's positive and negative. It's more like life is balancing itself out all the time. And we're learning through our experiences to balance ourselves out too. To be compassionate, but at the same time to know when we need to push forward, when we need to overcome our fears. It's a little bit like if you do yoga, for example, there is a yoga where you stretch, and it's called yin yoga. I don't know if you guys are familiar. And so the whole point of that is to start to relax the myofascia, the tissues of the muscles, so that they become relaxed and you can stretch more. And as they relax, you stretch more. But there's a fine line between stretching too much because you can hurt yourself and stretching what's needed for it to be actually effective. Right? So it's finding your own balance and what works for you. When do I need to be more compassionate and more loving and more caring and just holding myself in that in that protection bubble? And when do I need to snap out of it, and kind of like push myself a little bit more in things that I know that are holding me back? And only you, the creator, are able to discern the truth of that. You're the only one who holds your truth. No one else can tell you what you should do and how you should do it in a precise manner. The only one who can figure that out, and that's why we're here, is ourselves. We are the ones who are here to figure out what works for us, what doesn't. Are we being honest to ourselves? Are we being conscious? Are we perhaps deceiving ourselves in some ways? Are we perhaps acting, out of memory or out of things and programs that were in the past? And so when you start to uncover these things, you can start to address them, and slowly and compassionately, because they will present at the right time. If we became conscious all of a sudden of everything, there is a movie, I think, with Scarlett Johansson where I don't remember very well, but at one point she becomes aware that she is everything, and she becomes aware of time as a multidimensional space, right? And like outside the constructs, and And she dies in like, I think like one day or something, a couple of hours, because of the whole, this energy that can be held in a small container of a body. So this is just to bring a little bit of an image of when we are becoming conscious, it's a process that we are going through, and it's a very tailored process, a unique process to each one of your souls. Yes, Anthony, Lucy, thank you. So we each are able to process some things at some times, at very specific, and they show up to be healed when you are ready to heal them. The same way as the proper teacher or the proper healer shows up when you're ready for it. When you're ready to do the work comes to you. And, it's that willingness and that choice that we have. So what I'm trying to convey here to you is that you have a choice. You have a choice to everything in life, even to the people that you love. You can choose to love everyone. You can choose to love everything. Or you can choose to love certain things. But the choice is always yours. In my practice, one of the things that I do is I choose to love everything more and more and more each day. So I choose to love everyone, everything that presents, with whether it's internal or external. And when I was in Hawaii, I remembered a lot of my traveling at a very young age. I started traveling alone when I was 7. And then every 2 years I would go and go to a different part, and usually with people, right? I was a very young child. But my father was always a traveler too, and he encouraged me to travel, and I was always eager to learn from different cultures and to be in different places and to speak different languages and to just see things, experience things that were completely outside of my reality, of my vision, of my scope. And I remember being there and never feeling like a stranger. I remember feeling more, perhaps even more at home when I was surrounded by complete strangers in a way. And I remember feeling love for the people that I would meet. And I remember then, after some time, receiving love from people that I had just met. And of course, everyone who has traveled has maybe experienced the same. But there is this very beautiful piece there that, if we want to, we can actually choose to love everything. Of course, we love our families, we love our friends, we love, the people that we know. But I can guarantee you that, like they say, if you get to know someone long enough, like, get to know your enemy long enough, and you'll end up loving the person. Because we're all love, we're all holding that divine part within us. And the more we open ourselves to experience love from everywhere, from everyone, the more we open ourselves to receive, and the more we're able to give to everything and to everyone, it just starts building up and up and up. And we start to spread that love that we hold, perhaps for our family, for our friends, for our pets. That same love, imagine feeling it for just a stranger. Or being able to show that kind of love, or to treat someone else with that kind of awareness and tenderness that you would the person that you love. Or to help someone who's in difficulty in that moment, because you're just there willing and able to share that love that you have. So this is unity consciousness, and this is part of the transition that we're doing and that we're moving from. And twin flames are here to do that. Twin flames is not just to come in here and to choose to love one person in the world. It's actually to be inspired by that love that you feel for one person and to share it with the world. And for that person who's inspired by loving you to share that love with the world too. So we're here on a greater mission, and all, twin flames, the whole concept, I have been, not speaking to it as directly because I felt like it caused so much confusion. But the way that I see it, and I have a couple of videos where I explain a little bit how I see it. If you want to go watch them, you're welcome to do so. The whole idea of the feminine and the masculine is to come into that 0 point and to come into that balance, to come into that healing of the feminine and the masculine, and to come into that balance. When we come into that balance, that's when we come into that union. And union is union with Creator first and foremost. Union is union with the divine. Union is union within yourself, the feminine and the masculine aspects reconciled within you, and the soul and the body within you. And then from that awareness, from that consciousness, building that world, that reality through your field. And the twin flame for me is someone who is embodying the same consciousness, the same awareness, who has been doing the work to come into that place in that moment where he or she is able to hold that frequency and meet you in that frequency. And when those two energy feels, like the twin flame itself is so powerful already, because it's holding that, let's say, that union code. It's already holding that union consciousness. It's already loving everything and everyone. It's already in that state. And if you meet someone who is in that same state, it's just allowing that unity consciousness to be grounded, to come and to be shown and to be known and to be seen in this world, to inspire. And not just physically, energetically, it's something that is a process and that's happening, and it's pretty much a physical process. So that's why in the healings that I do, and the healings that we do here, we always go into the field and we go into higher dimensions, and we go and see yourself not just as a human being, but as a multidimensional being. And we go and heal those parts that you need to heal in order to ground that energy within you, to hold it. And that is why self-love is the key to that. Because the more you can love yourself and you can create that space for you, it's like you're preparing the vessel to bring in that unity consciousness into yourself. And you are in an active process of alchemizing and becoming the new you, integrating the higher frequencies, becoming this new person. We're basically reborn. And I feel like many are in the stage of preparing to be reborn. You're in the cocoon, or you're already in those stages of birthing new parts of you, away from family restrictions, away from conditioning, away from childhood pain, trauma, abuse, all those things, neglect, whatever happened in the past. It just made us wiser and stronger. And we're here to leave that behind and to start to build this new energy in ourselves, to ground that new energy in ourselves. so that we're able to birth that energy forward to the new generations. So that is why the twin flames are also called like the way showers. And all light workers right now, it doesn't matter what label you want to use. Anyone who's working for the light, we're all grounding this, and we're doing that process of grounding union within us. But it will change. Like I think, and I hope that you can already feel that there is a shift in the energies. There's a shift in consciousness going on. There's a shift in the world. We are shining light into those parts that were in the darkness so that we're able to heal. So we're in the process of healing, and that is why, it's a tender process, and it's a process where we need a lot of patience with ourselves, and we need to have these tools to be patient, to be loving, to be kind to ourselves as we go through this, and to be loving and patient and kind and hold compassion for all the others who are going through really hard times too. Because more and more people are awakening, and they will need more advice, they will need a helping hand, they will need perhaps just, to share a thought. And if you're a light worker, well, you're the one who is going to hold a piece of the light that they need to be reflected into their field. And they will likely have a piece for you too, because we all hold pieces of light for each other, no matter, who it is that we encounter. But that's how beautifully it works. But we're responsible for our own light. And we are responsible for how we carry ourselves, our energy, our love, how we treat ourselves, how we treat our lives. That is where we can create, that is where we can be reborn, that is where we can decide. So I encourage you to be brave and to know, that we're here for you, I'm here for you, and we are all here doing this together. Okay. Okay, so I think that was the transmission for today. So if you can, just focus on these couple of months on that love, on creating, on, seeing perfection now, seeing yourself as perfect now. What will you do? Right? And be that, because you are perfect. So please, please shine your light, own it. Own your perfection, own your divinity. Discover it, experience with it, have fun with it. And focus on that. Because that in which we focus, that's where our energies go. Like Jenny well said. I love you guys. Okay, so I have just 2 announcements that I want to make before I leave. I will be doing the Ask Lana segment. I think in a couple of days. It's already a live stream video like this. So if you guys have questions, or you're going through something and you have any questions, you can post them beneath the video, and I will try to answer as many questions as I can. And also in the community page, some of you already wrote your questions, so I will be trying to choose the ones who apply for the majority of you. And this will be, I don't know, I think in a couple of days, but you can set your reminder and we will be there live. And also, I'm going to be doing 2 full moons this in October. So the first one is going to be the 1st of October, and I'm super excited that we have 2 full moons because it's a great time to manifest and to bring things into our lives and to, charge our projects, our desires, anything. And we're going to be talking about healing the wounds of the heart. So for many of you, I know you guys are, in a twin flame journey, or you feel some affinity to that. So we're going to do a lot of clearing for those wounds of the heart, also from past relationships, and those things that sometimes we carry and we're not even aware. And then when love is knocking at the door, we're like, oh my God, no. We tend to run away or be afraid. And those are just, some of the unhealed things that we may have there. So that's on my website. You can go and book there. I actually made a bundle for both of the full moons, but if you want to just assist to one, you can also let me know and we can figure it out. And so one will be to heal the wounds of the heart, and the second one will be to heal the wounds of the body. So this will be we'll be focusing a little bit more on people who have had any kind of issue or pain in the body, or trauma, or perhaps sexual trauma, or anything from that can happen in the body, and especially through the womb, and healing the divine feminine, but also healing the divine masculine, the sexual energies. All of that, we're going to do that in this second full moon. So the second one will be the 31st. Yes, and I'm super excited because my birthday is the 7th. So I'm going to prepare something, I don't know, a little surprise for you guys in the meantime. And also, we have the self-love course. I'm offering the self-love course that I did with all the tools that I use with healing meditations. Each module has 6 healing meditations. It has 6 live teachings, kind of like this one we did now. It has live Q&A and one-on-one support with me. And it's like a super discounted rate of $77. And I did this for everyone who's going through a hard time through, quarantine and all of that. And I was really guided to share these teachings with you because you can heal yourself with them. You don't need me to be there. You don't need anyone. You just need yourself. Well, of course I'm there, but you just need to be there for yourself, and you receive all the tools. You receive the practical advice, the theory, the recordings, the healings, and it's one of the, I think, best programs that I have ever done so far, just because it really poured out of my heart, and I wish it can help and it can get to as many people as possible. So Module 1 and 2 are available on my website if you want to join us for that. And we will be starting Module 3 in November. Okay, so anyone who wants to join in November, all the teachings will be live. So we will be connecting live. You don't have to be live there, but if you want to, you can be there live. And it's going to be, again, 2 weeks of a lot of healing and a lot of fun and a lot of joy and a lot of community. Okay, so all of that, I think I have some links below, and if you have any questions, you can always write to me. So I think that's it. I will see you guys very soon for your questions, and I love you so much. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh my God, Anthony, your birthday was a few days ago. Oh my God. Yes, I would love for you to join too. I think you would really love the courses, darling. Oh, I hope you have a very, very happy birthday and celebrate a lot, even though it passed, doesn't matter. Here in Mexico, we celebrate like the whole month. Oh, I love you guys. Please take care, stay strong, and stay connected. I'm here, okay? I'll see you very soon. I love you guys. Many blessings to all and to your families. Bye, my dear Jessie. Bye, Gemini Princess. Thank you all. Love you, Danny. Bye, guys. See you soon. Bye.